I knew we were different in shopping. I told you the whole prostate check thing, and I don't like shopping, and I knew we were different. I couldn't quantize it until I actually got one of those GPS tracking devices, and I tracked my wife and my shopping trip. So all you had to do in this little experiment was go to the mall, go to the Gap, and buy a pair of pants. That's all you had to do. There's the mall, there's the Gap. So here's how I do it. I walk in the mall, take a left, take a right, buy the pants, take a left, take a right, go home. That takes me 6 minutes and costs me 33 bucks. Go to the mall, buy a pair of pants. How hard is that? Here's how my wife does it. Oh my God, I've always wanted those shoes. They're on sale. Oh my God, that sweater is beautiful. Look at that over there. There's another sale. There's my wife right there. 3 hours, 26 minutes, $876. And look, she never got to the Gap. Look. That's it for me. You guys have been a lot of fun. Thank you very much for coming.
Okay, this example is maybe a bit exaggerated, but it shows that companies need to have a different approach for men and women. This example and various other surveys have shown that men will buy their products quickly, not hesitating and comparing it to 10 or more other products. Women, on the other hand, will take their time and they'll hesitate and compare the goods they're interested in. Women will also let their purchase depend on their emotions and the way they feel about the product. Men, however, won't buy products depending on their emotions. They will think rationally and approach the product rationally and approach the product logical. Men also mostly buy products for their functionality and the way they are directly useful. While women, they don't always buy practical products. Style is also important for them. And companies use this and many other information to orientate their products and brands specifically to men and to women.
As you can see, it's important to have a different male-female approach, but it's also important to know what kind of business you are in. Two major businesses come to mind, B2B and B2C. B2B and B2C are short terms for business to business and business to consumer, and as these terms speak for themselves, business to business is the process of selling products and services from one company to another, while B2C is selling products from one company to an end user or a customer, like ourselves. Now, what is so typical about those customers? We all know the B2C customers because we are the B2C customers. When we go shopping, when we go to buy groceries, so we know how it works. We pay quite small amounts of money. When we buy products for ourselves, so it involves just one person. We pay directly in the store, and we go a lot more often to the store than in the B2B. So in B2B, it's a quite different scenery. First of all, it's a lot higher value of transactions. People spend more money in B2B. That's why the customer in B2B, the one customer in B2B is more important than in the B2C. Also, when you're doing business with a company, you're not doing business with one single person, you're doing business with a lot of persons, so you have to meet different expectations. This can mean that, for example, the buyer of your product is not necessarily the user of your product. This, however, does not mean that he's not as well informed about your product. On the contrary, he's very well informed about your product because he has to make sure that his own company stays profitable and competitive as well. So this all comes together that the B2B business is very relationship driven. You're on the same level with your customer and you have to understand each other, you have to show that you trust them. You can do this by, for example, allowing credit payment to show you trust them to pay you back. Now, how do you provide a good service for both of them? Of course, the quality of your product and the meeting of the expectations is important in all businesses. But what is typical for B2B is the technical support and the delivery time. B2B has to be very professional. Time is money in business, as we all know. So you have to be as quick as you can with the delivery. You have to be there 24/7 with a good technical support. And in the B2C, these things are important as well, but not as important as in the B2B. Here it is, the user friendliness of the product that is more important, because you are selling your product to a lot of different people who are not specialized in your product, who do not have the education about your product that technicians need to have. So you have to make sure that the product is easy to understand. As we all know, nobody likes a product that is very good, but very difficult, comes with a manual this thick. You do not read the manual, so you have to make sure it's easy enough to understand without. I think we know quite enough about the customer. I think we are ready for step 2.
Step 2 is keeping your service up to date, specifically about the technology-based service. There are hundreds of tools to improve your service excellence, but none of them have made such a great contribution to the delivery system as the introduction of technology. Everyone has already dealt with service excellence through channels such as the phone or the internet, to order a book or to call a company to ask for specific information about a product, and so on. But customer service excellence, as we know it today, hasn't always been so technology oriented. So the importance of technology is really not that far to seek. Today, even customers prefer to opt for a technology-based service over that of an employee. So that is why businesses and companies have increased their reliance upon computer-oriented systems, because their main goal today is to set the sort of interaction between your customers and employees through those IT services. Because according to Kendall Operation, the e-business equation is service equals brand. So they are trying to say that those IT services are the brand value, the image people have of your company. A repeating concept in technology-based service are self-service technologies. Those are technological interfaces that enable a customer to produce a kind of service that is completely independent from any direct employee involvement. For example, automated teller or bank machines, automated hotel checkouts, or banking by telephone, by the internet, and so on. But, of course, many people say that in this business that marketplace interaction is being replaced by a market space transaction due to the introduction of technology. But implementing and managing those SSTs are a very challenging task for every company. There are many factors they have to take in mind. For example, how will their customers react? How will their employees react because they were the ones to deliver the service? How will they incorporate those technology systems into their delivery system most effectively? And what SSTs will be adopted or resisted? You have to look at your business strategy to find out, or your customers, what they really want. And last but not least, are there alternative choices? Because not everyone, not every customer will adopt to those SSTs. So it is very important to give them a sort of way out and escape from those SSTs. But technology is not only accessible for your companies and customers to interact, but also for customers to communicate with each other, because expectations of service excellence, the delivery systems, are rising continuously throughout the whole world. So customers can also communicate with each other about their service experience, and so everyone can see these informations on the internet. And this can really change a person's view of a service that is delivered by the company. So I think that I have proven my point by saying that technology has had a very big impact on service delivery.
So now step 3, taking it to the next level. It must be clear that all the effort to provide a good service is to satisfy the customer. But don't forget that we're still talking about companies, and companies are what companies do, making profit. So by applying the knowledge about their customers and making use of technical tools, they will try to take the company to the next level. But increasing your activity in the market is often not without consequences, and especially when we're talking about your service. When you're getting larger and larger, you have more responsibility to take, and you will have to provide the excellent service that makes you important to your loyal and new customers. Not an evident task if you ask me. And in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to talk about the 3 major problems for your service. First of all, we have diversification. When expanding your activity, you will cross the borders of your home country and even continent. You will get in contact with a totally new kind of culture and mentality. So it must be clear that the strategy plan that you used here in your home country will not be applicable in these new markets. Secondly, agency problems. When exploring the market, the need of new money is of high importance. This money will often be found on stock exchange, so you're out to deal with a corporation. You will have to take note of your shareholders. These are often not interested in the personal satisfaction of your customers. All they want is making as much as profit as possible. So it is important that that there is good understanding between the management and the shareholders to have to satisfy the needs of your customer as well as the needs of your shareholders. And then, last but not least, the extra costs to be made. When expanding your activity, a lot of new costs are inevitable. So new call centers, new distribution centers, extra staff, a variety of services. These costs will determine a large part of the expense account of the company. To make it all more or less concrete, I will give you an example of a Belgian company who took his success to the next level. Pierre Marcolini, a chocolatier of world class and a true artist in what he does, making the best chocolates in the world. For the sensitive ladies present in this room, please keep it quiet. So Marcolini opened his first shop in 1994. It was a small traditional shop, but the quality was already of a very high level. In 1995, he won the World Championship of Pastry in Lyon, and from then on, the evolution of Marcolini is one story of success to tell. The key to his success, of course, is superb quality, but also the finest care for his customers. Walking in one of the Marcolini shops is like entering a small palace, as you can see. It's full of shiny mirrors, delicate furniture, and shelves full of delicious sweets, pastry, macarons, and so on. Our directors have paid attention to every little detail in the shops, and even the packaging of the chocolates is created by Delvaux. The staff is also very friendly and will help you with a smile on their faces. To stand closer to the customers, they have created an online customer service and e-boutique. So the customer can buy the chocolates of Marcolini all over the world. And to provide the excellent service at home, they have created special boxes that keep the temperature at a constant level for a very long time. So by applying all these, by taking care of his customers, Marcolini has become a world brand out of a small traditional shop. As you can see here in this timetable, so in 1994 he opened his first shop. This is not displayed in this table, but afterwards he had shops in Rome, Japan, London, Knokke, New York, even in Kuwait City. So I think it's clear that service do help your company. We want to thank you for your attention and always at your service.